Hello and thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to focus on how to build a CSS menu in CoffeeCup's HTML editor. First things first, let's open up the editor. I'm going to open an existing website project, and today I'm going to add a menu to my site style page in my index.html. Now first things first, let's look at the page. As you can see, we do not have a menu. So let's fix that. First I'm going to locate where my menu where it needs to go. And in my case, it's right here. And as you can see, I have 3 pages: index, software, and stream. Don't worry about the other 2, they're just examples. So I want to make a menu for these 3 pages, plus a contact and a services page. So first we'll go to Insert, CSS Menu Designer, and here we have our menu. First thing I like to do is I like to change the menu name to what my menu is going to be and where it's going to be. So it's going to be my top navigation menu. Reason I say top nav is because it's going to be at the top and it's going to be navigation menu. I might have a left nav menu, and I might have a bottom nav, and I might have a right nav all on the same page. They might not all be the same, but it's still better to name it for what you want it to be and where you want it to be. So I know that I want a stream, software, and index, so I'll add those 3. I just click Add Root Item, and it gives me an untitled menu of 1, 2, and 3. And as I said, we want a services, and we also want a contact us. So I've already created 5 menu items. So let's preview that and see what it looks like. As you can see, we have untitled 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's go back and edit those. So our index is going to be our home link. And since we already have the page created, which is index.html, we can go ahead and put in index.html. I would suggest that you never use the HTTP option because it counts against you in Google Analytics, but do it however you want. But my preferred method is the shortened version of just index.html. Title 2, I'm going to go ahead and say we'll put our services here. Now as you can see, I don't have a page created for services, so I'm just going to leave the link blank, and I'll show you how to edit that later. Our third one can be Contact Me, and I don't have a page for it, so we'll leave it blank and edit it later. 4, we'll go ahead and put our software page. We do have a link for it, so we'll add it in. And untitled 5 is for our stream. Now you can put these in any order you want, but this is just the order that I'm putting them in. So now we've edited all that. Let's preview it, make sure we didn't make any mistakes. There's our home, services, contact, software, and stream. Now in this exercise, I'm going to be making a menu for, let's say, a dog groomer. And a dog groomer has a lot of different services. And off the top of my head, I can think of 4. So we're going to make a submenu for the services menu. We're going to hit Add Submenu. And let's see, a dog groomer gives haircuts to your dog. So we'll just name it haircuts for now. And I don't have a link for it, so we'll leave it blank. And they also do nail cutting. So we'll just nail cuts. You can name it whatever you want. And my dog groomer gives baths. And strangely enough, my dog groomer actually does spa treatments as well. So we just added 4 submenus under the services page. So let's take a look and see what that did. You have Home, Contact Me, Software Stream, and Services, which now has a drop-down menu. So that's all my menu. That's all I want it to be at this moment. So let's move on to the menu colors. In the Menu Colors tab, you can change the background color, the mouse over effect, the font color, the mouse over font color, and the border color. Your submenu, you can change the background color and the mouse over font color. So here is what it looks like right now. And if you change this, I'm going to copy this because I actually want to keep it the same color. If you change this, it changes down here. Now you see that I just changed it to yellow and you can't see the text behind it now. The way you fix that is go to font color and change it to something to where you can. So I just changed my font color to black and it's now visible. If you use a dark background color, and let's say you have, wrong one. And let's say you have an orange font color, I always like to look at it and say, is that going to be able to be seen well by my customers? And I always like to change it to something that will, be visible to my customers. So black and white works great. If you want to change it to something else, that's your preference. I'm going to change my background color back because I actually like that color a little bit more. And for your submenu colors, I always just like to use the main menu colors because it makes it look uniform. So now we're done. Let's preview to see what we did. Mouse over, changes the text to black. Services, you go down, and looks pretty good. So now we can go to our options. We can do a horizontal menu or a vertical menu. I'll show you the vertical menu just so you can see what it looks like. But that's not what I want for my page, because my page needs to be horizontal. So we'll change it back. You can put your margin in top and left. The border, I don't like to use borders with my menu, so I always turn it off. I can change my font. We'll choose Times New Roman. I can change my size. I'll use 12. I won't bold it or italicize, but you can. You can assign the text alignment, left, center, or right. Same with your submenu. And you can put the padding top and left. I like to use the fixed width because if not, your buttons will be different sizes depending on the length of the text. If you're in a confined space, then you might want to uncheck the fixed width. So now we're done. Let's preview it, make sure everything's good. Looks good to me. So now we're going to save our menu, and what this does is it saves it in a MNU file, which allows us to come back and edit the menu instead of starting over from scratch. So to do this, I'm going to save it as the same name as the menu and click Save. Now let's export our menu into our HTML. All we have to do is hit OK. If this is the first time that you're doing it, this notice does not matter. But if it's the second, third, fourth, or fifth time that you're editing your menu, make sure that you remove all of the old code from the menu before you insert the new code. So you hit OK. We'll save our menu. And there we go. As you can see, it added in the link to the style sheet of the top menu. And it also entered in our menu here. So let's take a look and see what it looks like. And as you can see, here's our menu. Right now it doesn't look too good with what my page looks like. but we can go in and edit that later. But at least we now have a menu that's working. So, how do we edit it after we've inserted it? First, as I said, we did not have a link to nail cuts. So once we do create the page, we can go ahead and put in whatever the name of the page is, .html, in the href section of that li. And you can do that for all the other ones too. And those are the only two I'm going to edit right now. So, how do we edit the CSS after we've made our menu? Easy. You go into your CSS and your top nav menu. If you don't know which one to choose, because I've got several here, just go up to the top and look for the CSS that's linked, which would be the top nav menu. So we open up our top nav menu, and here's how all of our CSS for our menu. We can edit it here, save it, and it will change our menu. I hope you found this helpful. I hope it helps you out. And if you have any questions, please go to the CoffeeCup forums and ask them. We'll be glad to help you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.